Hi, this is Gina. The topic of today's Minute Clinic is basting stitches. Basting is a term that we use to describe very long stitches that generally we're sewing into something temporarily. It's when we want to temporarily hold something together and then be able to pull the stitches out. So usually what we're going to do is take something like this stitch number 3 here. That's a basic straight stitch, and we're going to lengthen our stitch length to about a 5. In this case, that's the maximum on this machine. We're going to go to 5. And that's going to give us just a very long straight stitch that will be easy for us to pull out. So let me show you what that looks like. So if you take a peek at these stitches, you'll see they look pretty long. Let me do a row of just regular stitches in comparison so that you can see the difference. So you can see that the ones on top are quite a bit longer. Now these stitches are going to be really easy to pull out if we just grab a hold here of our bobbin thread, and you can see that just slides right out. So really easy if we're wanting to temporarily sew something together there. Now this baby lock that I'm sewing on, the Baby Lock Chorus, and some of the other Baby Lock machines also have a nice really long basting stitch here. So we're going to look at stitch number 8 here, this one, and if we take a look down at our settings here, you'll see that the stitch length on this is 20 millimeters. So this is a really long stitch. So let me show you what happens here. Now because this is a long stitch, I do need to hold on to my thread, so I'm going to pull up a tail here. So that I have something to hold on to. Because you'll see this machine is going to walk, actually let's fold that in half, without stitching to give us a super long basting stitch. So I'm going to hold on to these tails at the back. And you'll see how the machine takes a couple of stitches or a couple of steps before it actually stitches. So you can see here, these stitches are quite long. I can get my finger in there. So these are really nice if you're wanting to maybe piece together some pieces of batting for your quilting. You don't quite have a piece that's big enough, or stabilizer for your embroidery. So it's a really great way to sew together some of those things that are going to go inside something else, but really nice for temporarily holding things together as well. So again, you'll see if I give a tug on this, I can pull just one thread and not both. That stitch comes right out, no problem. So let's take a look at the Janome machine I have over here. This is the Skyline S7. And this machine has something similar, this stitch number 11 here. You'll notice if we look at the settings, I don't have a stitch length on this one. That's because on this particular machine, you can see we're going to use our free motion foot and drop the feet dogs. And the machine just takes a single stitch, and then we step on the pedal again, and we can travel as far or as we want to with this stitch. So if I step on the pedal, the machine takes a single stitch and stops. So then I can move along, take another step, and so on and so forth. And I can determine, maybe I want to do those a little closer together. I can determine how close together or how far apart those basting stitches are. And so you can see again here that I can make them long enough to put my finger, or they can be a little bit shorter. So try basting stitches. There's a lot of great things you can do with them to temporarily hold things together, or when piecing together your battings or stabilizers, or other times when you don't have something that's quite big enough and you're sewing late at night and you can't get to the store. So give it a try. This has been your Kingdom Sewing Minute Clinic.